Welcome to Dynamic Mental Fitness Training's presentation of Neurosculpting Video Training for improved mental concentration, better mental focus, and stronger willpower. In Part 5 of this 6-part series, we continue our discussion on the characteristics and processes of the problem that is procrastination, as well as provide you with an effective technique to pull you out of any unproductive mental pattern and put you back on the path to forward progress. When you find yourself wrestling with procrastination, that is, struggling between a choice of doing a necessary productive task or escaping into an unproductive distraction, you may notice a very real feeling of inner conflict, accompanied by anxiety, stress, worry, fear, negativity, psychological and emotional discomfort. A term used in psychology to describe this state of mental disharmony is cognitive dissonance, which is the uncomfortable feeling caused by holding two contradictory ideas simultaneously. As procrastination unfolds, the experience can seem as though you are a powerless bystander trying to direct the outcome of events not fully under your control, almost like you are the driver of a mechanically unstable car that is recklessly weaving back and forth rather than in a straight line, with you unable to steer yourself in a definite, steady, forward direction. During these times, you have a sense that you should be taking some form of decisive action, but the momentum of your current condition seems to be carrying you along for the ride in a way that makes you feel impotent to interrupt it in order to change course. In your thoughts, an idea might express itself in a subtle way that justifies the distracting behavior in order to ease the inner turmoil that comes with knowing you are acting against your own healthy intent and interest. In choosing the distraction, your brain is simply looking for a way out of the pain of its own discomfort, hoping to avoid additional discomfort which it feels will occur if it chooses to take on the necessary productive task. Strangely enough, after you've fallen for the bait and become trapped in the lesser choice, your own brain later punishes you with negative thoughts for having fallen into the trap it laid. The great news is there is a way out of that self-abusive cycle. In truth, there is always an actual, real power of choice available when in the grip of competing impulses. This knowledge is absolutely necessary because from time to time, if not more often than that, your mind will wrestle with competing desires in moments of apathy or laziness. The well-practiced ability to be acutely aware, yet psychologically distant and immune from, the real-time effects of inner conflict brought on by wrestling impulses allows a person to easily set aside less important demands and stay on course. Staying on course at every opportunity in the short term ensures swifter attainment of any long-term goal. To familiarize you with that innate power of choice, several special exercises have been provided under the neurosculpting system. Now, you can train yourself in a natural, powerful form of quiet attention in order to easily move through and dismantle situations where you feel that you don't want to do a necessary, important task. By mastering the type of method we're about to present, you can psychologically pull yourself up by your own mental bootstraps and out of situations where you are either suffering inner conflict or lost in an unproductive distraction. Use these types of tools habitually and you shall acquire unique, beneficial cognitive power skills that will set you apart from the mass of human beings who are thoroughly unfamiliar with the unseen forces that shape their lives. The more you use them, the more profoundly, deeply, and clearly you will understand the actual nature of concentration, focus, and willpower as they can be applied and, importantly, enjoyed in your life. Our fifth mental tool for breaking out of a procrastination mindset is here and now. The approach is based on a thought control tactic known as signal decay. Also, it is tied to the use of one of your mental training power tools, that which we refer to as the psychological present, sometimes referred to as the present moment or the now, or simply now. Any thought, emotion, or mental pattern can be interrupted and transformed into productive thinking by willfully altering the ongoing negative imagery and changing its content to reflect a desired outcome. Thereafter, holding one's attention firmly onto the new imagery until one's state of mind adjusts to match. When you find yourself in a state of internal conflict over whether to go with a productive thing or submit to the temptation of escapism, gather all your attention and rally your perception so that you are fully aware of where you are and what you are doing at that very present instant. Notice everything about how you are postured, the feel of your breathing and your clothing on your skin, and the temperature of the air on your face, any tensions in the muscles, etc., etc. Settle your attention on right here, right now, and do not allow yourself to be swept back into the grip of thoughts. In fact, have no interest whatsoever in anything except to become aware of yourself right then, right there. If a thought begins to slither up into your mind, acknowledge its presence while keeping a tight grip on where you are and what you are doing. Over and over again, as many times as you must, bring your attention back to here and now, where you are and what you are doing. The action of reallocating your mental resources onto this attention task takes control of and redistributes the mental energy that would otherwise be wasted in self-conflict. Useless concerns, mental chatter, thoughts, and impulses may begin to protest, but you must make it your absolute priority to maintain this high level of awareness until the underlying thoughts and feelings of resistance with their tense inner conflict fade away. This technique may only take a few moments or a few minutes, or it may take longer, but the important thing is the willful action of redirecting your attention away from being caught up, from being tricked or suckered into participating in the mechanical reactions that try to pass themselves off as your personal inner voice. Then, begin the very first action of the task with the intent to stay in the here and now throughout the task. If the negative thoughts creep back in, if any thoughts at all creep into your mind and cause you to forget where you are and what you're doing, in other words, if you start daydreaming in any form, willfully guide your attention back to the here and now, using the same attention targets as before, such as the full posture of your body, the feel of your breathing, the feel of the clothing on your skin, the temperature of the air in your face, or the level of tension and feel of your muscles. Allow your attention to fall once again on such targets and just hold it there long enough until the previous mental distractions begin to fade away. Do this enough times over a few weeks, and you'll discover that you can consciously act in direct defiance of thoughts and emotions that flow through your central nervous system. The realization will eventually dawn that you are not your thoughts that you think all day long, but are instead possessed of a much larger intelligence that cannot be contained in any single thought. Be sure to watch our next training video in this series, where we'll discuss the sixth and final powerful method for helping you defeat procrastination. This has been a Dynamic Mental Fitness Trainings presentation of Neurosculpting Video Training. If you need further assistance, you can contact a Dynamic Mental Fitness trainer via the email address of trainer@neurosculpting.com. That's neuro-sculpting.com, or by internet phone using Skype. The Skype address being dynamic.mental.fitness.